going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live watch along. And today, people, FA Cup semi-final. I tell you what, I don't know about anybody else, in particular Arsenal fans in the chat today. I would love Arsenal to have been in this semi-final, man. The weather is brilliant in England at the moment, which we don't get often. A Sunday FA Cup semi-final at Wembley would have been great, and I would have loved it. But anyway, it is what it is. Forest against Man City, my hometown club. I really hope Forest do well today. It would be massive for the city of Nottingham. But obviously, you know, Man City are the favourites, and you would probably expect them to win, but you never know. Obviously, Liverpool are playing against Tottenham on the other channel. We may flick between the channels and have a look what's going to happen. And obviously, if it's a better game, we're always willing to change and move games. So we'll see. Obviously, keep me updated with the Liverpool-Tottenham game. For me, the Liverpool-Tottenham game, I just wasn't that motivated to watch it. Liverpool are going to win. They've won the league weeks ago, but obviously for them today, though, they should make it official. Big up last night. Yeah, I didn't do the boxing. Do you know what it is sometimes? I'll be honest with you, man. You know, when you create content, a lot of the time, you don't see the event properly because the volume's turned down low. Obviously, I'm reading the comments. I'm concentrating on other things. And all of the family, they love the boxing. And I thought, you know what? Let's just watch it. Let's chill, relax on the sofa, have some food, watch the fight together, you know. So there was no stream last night. So, but listen, good fight. Very good fight. I don't think Eubank won by as great a margin as what he was awarded. I think it was a lot closer, but it was an entertaining fight, man. 12 rounds, very good fight, and I enjoyed it. But big up to everyone locked in the chat. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a blessed Sunday. Big up Marcel, man. Enjoy it. Real talk. Liverpool, enjoy it. They deserve it. They've been the best team in the league. I know you got people like me saying this season has not been as good in terms of a collective, but it doesn't take away anything from Liverpool. To lose 2 games in a season is unreal. Some interesting games and results from an Arsenal point of view over the weekend. Just to give you some perspective, PSG beaten on Friday night 3-1 with a full strength team out. PSG lost 3-1 with a full strength team out. Yes, they have won the league, probably weren't as motivated, but they were beaten 3-1. Inter Milan beaten for the second time in a week. Lost 1-0 at home today, which is a big result in the title race. They also lost 3-0 to AC Milan midweek in the Cup semi-final. So this, you know, amazing Inter Milan team, what everyone raves about, starting to show weaknesses. I think Inter are very... Did I say AC? Inter. I think Inter are very good, but I don't think they're as good as people think, to be honest. And Barcelona, listen, massive win for them last night. I was switching between... I had that on one screen and the boxing on the other. Barcelona managed to beat Real Madrid, Copa del Rey final. Koundé with a late goal, but they did go to extra time. What effect is that going to have against Inter Milan in the week? So, very interesting. What I will say is they're all good sides, but from an Arsenal point of view, we should not be fearful of anybody. I've said for a long time, I think the best team in the competition is Barcelona. I think that is the team we're going to have to beat, but you never know. They've got no Lewandowski at the moment, so let's see what happens with that. Real Madrid season seems to be going into crisis for them, but it is what it is. Stepper said, did some scouting on PSG on Friday. Third man runners are key for us. The skipper up, is the skipper up to it? Yeah, be interesting. Yeah, apparently Inter have got some injury issues, and it's affecting them quite badly. Big up South London Finest. Big up Big C. I went to the Ben Eubank fight. It looked very good. Looked very good. I can't lie, man. It looked a great atmosphere. It did look a great atmosphere, man. So fair play to you. I heard people singing Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Big up to Alex in the chat. Who is that? Is that a Bilbao badge? Big up to you, bro. Yeah, I'll be doing a watch along actually. Bilbao Man United on Thursday. So tune in for that one. Be thankful we're in the Champions League semi-final, not the FA Cup. Yeah, but why not be in both? That's what I would have liked, you know. Big C do a combined 11 of all 4 teams. That would be quite good, actually. Yeah, maybe we could. I did a combined 11 on Friday with Dan Potts for Arsenal and PSG. Big up Chris. He said, we are staying up, Curtis. Hope these criminal players can leave. Big up, bro. You know football. Football is a shameless thing, bro. People have a go at me. Oh, shameless. No, but listen, Man United are having the worst league season I've ever seen. But let's be real. If they win the Europa League, it still ends up being, it's not a good season because you can't have a league season like that. But for Man United to win a Europa League final would be okay. Would be okay, and they'd be in the Champions League. It would accelerate their progression. TRN, yo, Curtis, I just check out your latest short in AFTV. You are pretty much clairvoyant. You are suspecting on Inter. Yes, finished the 2006 memory. I think Barca's Pedri and Yamal are match winners. We were talking, they were hyping Inter. I said, listen, I've watched Inter. They're good. They're well organised. I don't think they're as good as people think, but they are good. I think Barca are the biggest threat. And you're spot on. Pedri, Yamal, these guys, Rafinha this season, they can win you a game at any moment. I think Barca have more match winners than Inter, which makes them more dangerous. Rastafari, yo! Shout out man like Chris Eubank, you know. 1 minute, the guy is like the most well-spoken, posh English accent you could ever imagine. And then next minute, man's like Rastafari. I respect it. I respect it. Big up Anas, I'm really torn between who I would be more comfortable with winning the Europa League. Let's just all agree on Athletic Bilbao, I think, saves everybody. Who do we think is going to win this game, people? The players are walking on the pitch. I am going to go between this and Liverpool Tottenham. I have to admit that the atmosphere at Anfield looks crazy. But yeah, I'm going to concentrate on this FA Cup game. Yeah, very big sporting day. You know what? I'm not even going to lie. I never watched the Palace Villa game. I watched the highlights when I came back. Eze again going crazy, and they missed a penalty. But yeah, I never watched the game live. I was out and about, man. One thing I've realised in England, when the weather's good, make sure you're active because it probably won't be like this for too long. So I was out and about a lot yesterday. HR, if Arteta wins the Champions League, does he get a pass on not winning the Premier League next season? Yeah. Bro, if he wins the Champions League, there's all sorts of credit in the bank, bro. Let's be real. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Liverpool win the league today. Should happen. Should definitely happen. I think they'll beat Tottenham. I think Tottenham got a Europa League game to think about. I think they'll win that. Which was a bigger fight? Khan v Brook, Eubank Jr. v Ben. I think that. I mean, I tell you what. I always thought Brook was going to beat Khan. To be honest, I didn't watch that fight thinking Khan was going to beat Brook. I thought Brook would be way too powerful for him. I did think Eubank would win, but I thought the age and the weight loss would make it difficult for him, and it did. Because you saw Conor Ben, the speed was crazy. Khan Brook was probably bigger, but yesterday surprised me. It was a better fight than I expected. Really good. Would you sign Nkunku? Not now. He's had that Chelsea... You know, Chelsea have stained him with that nonsense. Like that, you know, they've turned him into a player. Nkunku at Leipzig was like, yo, take him all day long. Now it's like, nah, it's a rescue mission again. It's a stray dog with fleas. We don't want that. When you get the dog, you want the fresh dog out the kennel. It's had all its injections. It's good. It's calm. It's trained. This is a stray dog again. Stop rescuing these stray dogs. Big up K Hayes, man. He said, big up Don Curtis and the goated community. How good was Eze yesterday? Arsenal should get him. Anyways, come on, Forest. Beat Man City. As I said, bro, I only watched the highlights, but his goal was brilliant, man. Anas, Eze or Cunha? After watching his goal yesterday, it might be controversial, but I would take Cunha over Eze. The reason I would take Cunha over Eze is because Cunha can play up front, he can play in the 10, he can play left wing. He's also a bigger goal scorer. Cunha's got 15 goals this season playing for a relegation battle in Wolves team. He's in the Brazil team. but I do like Eze. It's tough. The more I think about it, but Cunha's going to be at United next year, and it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible that we're just going to allow that. So if Cunha goes to United, go and get Eze. Go and get Eze. But I don't think we'll get any of them because that's going to put too much pressure on Odegaard. I would have took on Nkunku before Chelsea. Once they go in Chelsea and the way they've been playing, they're not the same players. It's nah. This game is already fixed before it starts. The ref is loving the Man City money. Cunha more goals from outside the box. Scored again yesterday. Goal and an assist. If Arteta had 2 Sakas, would he still play Martinelli? No. No, because I think he likes wingers with game intelligence. Big up Carl, said me there. Big up your damn self, man. Big up everyone locked in on this Sunday. Hope you are well. Would you sign Liam Delap for 30 mil? Probably not. Maybe if we got rid of all our strikers and we needed 2, I'd take him a second choice. But no, not for me. We're about to get underway, people. Nottingham Forest against Manchester City. I am hoping for a Forest win. It will be massive for the city of Nottingham, man. Do you know what? Just to give you a bit of insight, a few years ago, Forest were in the Championship. They hadn't been in the Prem for over 20 years. And Notts County were in the Conference. And the city as a whole was kind of... Football was not thriving in the city of Nottingham. All of a sudden, Forest back in the Premier League, established in the Premier League now, on the verge of Champions League football, and at Wembley in an FA Cup semi-final. And even Notts County, by the way, are in League 2, and they're in the playoffs, so they could be in League 1 next year. Great footballing history in the city of Nottingham. Notts County, the oldest professional football team in the world. And Nottingham Forest, one of the only clubs to win the European Cup back-to-back, and all the story of Brian Clough and all that. So it's steeped in footballing history, but has definitely been suffering for a long, long time football-wise. So good to see the city thriving. But are they going to be good enough to beat Manchester City today? Well, I couldn't believe, I haven't even read out the teams, my apologies. But City have got Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, Gundogan, Doku, all these guys, Ederson, all on the bench. Man City team: Ortega, Nunes, O'Reilly, Vardio, Ruben Diaz, Rico Lewis, Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Savinho, Grealish, and Mamouche. And then the Forest team: Sells, Abbott, Toffolo, Milenkovic, Murillo, Dominguez, Danilo, Elliot Anderson, Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi, and Chris Wood. So yeah, I think that's certainly not the best Man City team. Forest will just play counter-attack. City will dominate the ball. Here are City, 1-0 already. 1-0 to Manchester City. And it's Rico Lewis slaps it into the bottom corner after 1 minute and 51, people. Wow. We might have to turn this over. Pep at Wembley. There's only one man for the job. How easy is that, man? What are you doing, Forest? Edge of the box. Why is he in so much space? You're less than 2 minutes into the game. What's going on here? Bro, I wanted to be in the garden doing the barbecue. Look at how much space do you want to give him? Edge of the box. Oh, they're done. I can't see Forest coming back into it already. I'll lock this off. I've turned up on the wrong day. I should have streamed yesterday. Ah. I've put the Liverpool game on just for a minute. I need a break. Game done. I feel like once City go 1-0 up in a game like this, you're not coming back. You've got to take the lead against them. Ah, dear. I've turned up for the wrong day, people. I should have done Classico yesterday and Palace Villa. Look at the state of that. Why is he in so much space? Great celebration, by the way. The knee slide is elite. I see Mbappe do the knee slide yesterday, man. He was all over the place. Arsenal women against Lyon. Is that on what channel is that on? Is that on Sky? Because last time I couldn't find that either. But is it on TNT Sports? Arsenal losing, right? From the first leg. Imagine if the men's and the women's team made the Champions League final. What channel is it even on TV, people? Is it even on TV? I can't see it. Oh, yeah, TNT Sports 3. There you go. We might have a look at that. We might have a look at that. Please, Forest equalise. Curtis, if Arteta loses the Champions League final on penalties, would you still be critical or give him a pass? I'd still be critical. I'd still be critical because, to me, one trophy in 5 years, like we can't hide from that, bro. We just can't hide from that. And I know people don't like that conversation because people go, if he gets you to a Champions League final and you're challenging for the league, how can you be so critical of him? But you've got to get over the line, people. You've got to get football at the top level is all about being over the line. If you win one FA Cup in 5 years at a big club with a lot of money to spend, I think you haven't been successful. Progression, but not successful. And let's be honest, this year, the league's been a shambles. It's been a shambles this season. Finishing second might cover it up to look like, yeah, we're up there still, but the league's been poor this year. Last time you, man, went to Wembley, yo, relax, man. I was at Wembley for the 50 Cent concert, MJ. So relax, man. Don't give me all that. I was there a few months ago. You know what I mean? I got witty answers, bro. I was at Wembley not long ago. A few concerts and that. You know what I mean? Girl, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I... That's where I'm at, people. You know what I mean? I was there for the 50 Cent concert, so don't worry about me. I've been at Wembley. HR said sign Wharton and Eze from Crystal Palace. Wharton is Wharton's good, you know, but is he worth... I think they want 60, 70 million for him. Oh, for a game, yeah, well, we won't talk about that. When did I last go to Wembley for Arsenal? Been a minute. FA Cup. Not even the Aubameyang one. It wasn't that one. It was the Chelsea one, I think. So, yeah, I can't even lie, people. I haven't been there for a minute. And I didn't go to the Community Shields. So, yeah. TV1, I agree, Curtis. I'm done with Arsenal being bridesmaids. 20 years of that. Teta and you, man, are for sure window shoppers. Yo, don't worry, man. Don't worry. Don't let us win that Champions League. MJ, real talk. Don't let us win that Champions League. If we do, it's going to be scenes. But Wembley car park, yeah, probably. It's going to be scenes. But listen, for me, I've said all along, not everybody agrees. It's Barca are the team that I'm a little bit intimidated by. I actually don't. I think we could do Inter Milan. I know people think because of that defensive style, but they seem to be having problems. Go and look at their form. Beaten today in the league in a very important league game. And battered by AC Milan in the week. So they're under a bit of pressure. They are under a bit of pressure. Liam, Tottenham haven't scored, mate. So you can hold a 3 minutes. Consider your actions. They haven't scored. And I believe if Napoli win today, do they go above Inter in the league? Thoughts on Rudiger antics? It's what he does, bro. No one should be surprised by Rudiger going on crazy. Oh, Napoli, look, they're top. Oh, no, level points. If they draw or win, they're top of the league. Inter are having a problem, man. Look at Inter's last... Inter have lost their last 3 games. I think Alex said that in the chat. Bro, look at this. Inter Milan's last 4 games, yeah? Drew 2-2 with Bayern Munich, second leg. Lost 1-0 to Bologna away. Lost 3-0 at home to AC Milan. And lost 1-0 at home to Roma today. They haven't even scored in their last 3 games. I'm telling you, Mkhitaryan and them, man, at this age, bro, they can't keep doing that. They're knackered, bro. I'm telling you now, I think Barcelona will beat them. Even with no Lewandowski, I think he could be back for the second leg. I think Barcelona will beat them. I just think their attack is too good. And Marcus Thuram's injured. I tell you guys all the time, Lautaro Martinez needs a big striker to do the dirty work. Check out the latest video, Szczesny. The guy admits that he doesn't want Arsenal to win the Champions League. The so-called Gooner. Hope this guy can be the second Almunia. I hope he plays against us in the final, if we get there. I never rated Szczesny. I didn't think he was as bad as Almunia, though. They missed Thuram. Martinez needs Thuram. I tell you, bro. Telling you, he needs that big guy to do the dirty work. I think he's up front with Correa at the moment. Industry said, Curtis, I believe the main reason Arsenal is doing well in the Champions League is down to the refs. Premier League refs have cost us. Listen, they may not have helped, but the transfer window is bigger than any referee, in my opinion. Let's look at what we could have done better. And here come Man City again. Oh, Forest are absolutely scrambling. Corner to Man City. Flick's won 7 out of 7 finals. Well, there you go. There you go. We don't want that, do we? Arteta unbeaten in finals. You're not wrong. 1 final, 1 win. He's unbeaten, people. Transfer window's bigger than refs for me, bro. Signing Neto, Sterling, Calafiori. I'll let Marino off. He's done well up front. That's bigger than any ref. Sign a 20-goal striker. We might have won the Prem. Corner whipped in, flicked away to the back post. Yeah, the window was absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Listen, refs aren't that good in the Prem, but I think we've been a bigger problem than the refs. I'd take De Bruyne to Arsenal. I don't think we'd go anywhere near him. Nathan said, midnight in China. Man up watching Big C. Community is huge. Yardman on tour. Tottenham have taken the lead, people. Wow. Unbelievable. Ball whipped in. Header. Top corner. What a header that is. I can't see who that is. Who is that? Solanke, I think. Solanke heads it in. Former Liverpool player. What a header that is, by the way. Spurs are spoiling the party. I would never want Tottenham to win any game of football, just for obvious reasons. But it would be kind of funny if Liverpool had to delay that party. Because let's be honest, they've all turned up at Anfield today thinking they're having a party. They're letting off smoke bombs and all sorts of stuff. And imagine they get beat and don't win the title today. Didn't you win the Champions League against Real? He never stops. I swear down. He never stops. You just drew 1-1 with Bournemouth. They had 10 men. Relax, bro. You know what I mean? Give us our time. Arsenal watch along Tuesday. Man United watch along Thursday. Make sure you're locked in. And we'll see how the week goes. You know what I'm saying? Why is the City stand so empty? Well, they've only got 4.5 fans. What do you expect? They've done their best. Curtis, do you think our match winners are Rice and Saka versus Pedri and Yamal? Or do you think our tactics against Barca in the final if Pedri controls the game? Well, at the moment, you would say Rice and Saka. Marino to a certain extent, but I think he's going to be in midfield, which worries me. Oh, Forest are getting absolutely bopped off the pitch. It's winding me up. Yeah, Big Steve and his dog. Pedri is, I think he's one of the best centre mids in the world. I really do. I think he's ridiculous. A bit of a Fabregas, isn't he? We truly fumbled the league title. I think with the league title, right, I don't think we did enough to win the league title, but it's hard to say we fumbled it because I think what we have to understand is even if we'd done good business and we were flying, Liverpool are flying here, you know, like this ain't. They've lost 2 games all season. That's going to be hard under any circumstances. Like, they're on 79 points with 4 games left. If they win all 4, they'll get 91 points, which is what Man City won the league with. In fact, they've lost 3, sorry. They've lost 2, but they're losing 1 now, sorry. They could potentially get like 91 points, you know? I don't... I mean, when you look at it, to be fair, we've conceded less goals than Liverpool. Liverpool have scored 12 goals more than us. Now, I think if you sign a top quality striker, those 12 goals are matched. I think if you've got a proper striker up front, you find those 12 goals. So listen, it's frustrating. It doesn't surprise me. AFC always, when Eubank Senior was getting out of the car, I mean, that was arguably the biggest moment of the night, seeing Chris Eubank get out of the car. it makes you wonder, was it a publicity stunt or was it genuine? Like, were they pretending that they don't get on, they don't talk, they've fallen out, and then he just turned up for the fight, or did they plan it behind closed doors? It did feel genuine, I have to admit. I saw Chris Eubank Jr. on the Piers Morgan show when he was talking about his dad, and it seemed like he was getting upset, but you never know. It could have been PR, but listen, whether it was PR or not, it worked. Because I can't lie, when Eubank got out of the car, I'm like, yo, I was going mad. I couldn't believe it. So nah, and I'll be honest, when that fight was first announced, I thought, this ain't a serious fight, man. Eubank Jr. is too big. Conor Benn's not going to be able to compete. Even if he loses weight, it's a silly fight. I watched the fight last night and I thought, you sold that fight to the world so well. They hyped it up. They got the dads involved. He smashes him round the face with an egg. I mean, it was at Tottenham Stadium. I reckon the rematch, if they have a rematch, it will be at Wembley. Because Wembley's even bigger. I don't think the Tottenham Stadium will be enough. I think they'll have to go Wembley next time and do it there. So, Liverpool had a goal disallowed. Luis Diaz. It has been chalked off for offside. Remember, Liverpool only need a draw. So, no, I can't lie, man. Listen, I've always said boxing is one of my favourite sports. My favourite sports, probably, obviously, football, boxing, and I love basketball as well. I used to love, like, athletics, 100-meter, Usain Bolt days, but I don't think it's as entertaining now. But, yeah, boxing is amazing. I was actually tempted to go to the fight. The only reason I didn't go is because I don't love stadium fights. I prefer fights inside in an arena. I feel like the atmosphere stays in there better and it's louder and warmer. But it looked really good. It looked really good. I think it was big for boxing. It was big for the culture. I'm gonna be honest. Seeing Eubank and Ben and the dads there with them, I think it was a legacy. I remember watching Eubank Ben as a kid. So to see their sons fight was crazy. I used to love cricket. You know why I don't love cricket too much? Because the West Indies are trash. They used to be really good, but they're not now. So the Diaz goal is now counts. It's 1-1. Semi-automated VAR people, and he's onside. So the arm doesn't count when you do offsides now. No, it's confusing, isn't it? Salah rolled it in. Szoboszlai drills it across, tapping at the back post for Luis Diaz. And Liverpool have equalised. They're on to win the league. Chris Gayle, come on, man. Universe boss, that guy, bro. His cricket bat, and then he used to just smash the ball out of the ground, didn't he? He used to smash the ball out. I used to stay up late and watch the West Indies. As I said, man, I played a little bit of cricket when I was younger. I was a batsman. And I played for a team in Nottingham called Caribbean Cavaliers. Courtney Walsh came over when the West Indies were on tour. He came to one of the training sessions. And he was bowling. Obviously, he wasn't bowling properly. He was just... And, so I met Courtney Walsh. My favourite ever cricket player, Brian Lara. Unbelievable. But yeah. And then, as I said, when I was younger, people used to call me Curtly because of Curtly Ambrose, because when I used to bowl, I used to bowl bouncers all the time at people. So there's a lot of cricket connections there. And then one time I was in a hotel in Jamaica and Wavell Hines was in the same hotel. He obviously used to open the batting with Chris Gayle for the West Indies. So, yeah, there's a lot of cricket history. And then when I went to Jamaica to play football, we trained at Sabina Park, which is obviously the cricket ground. So there's a whole heap of connections. Yo, no, relax, man. Tendulkar, Brian Lara, bro. Nah, Tendulkar's legit, but I love Brian Lara. If you call me Curly, bro, you better relax. I said Curtly, brother. Man said pimping Curly. Didn't 50 Cent used to do something pimping Curly, didn't he, with the Jericho, where he was dissing Rick Ross. But the West Indies cricket team has fell off. It's because they don't play for the West Indies. They're all going IPL for the money and that. What's the Brian Lara story, or is it too long a story to write in the comments, Lay? You know what I mean? But anyway, corner to Man City. Ball whipped in. Forest need to equalise. If City score again, this game's done and dusted. This game will be over. Big up Grant. He said, I'm starting a new job tomorrow. Won't be able to watch the game live. Do I go dark and watch the match Tuesday when I get home, or just get updates? I mean, I would say, can you get the headphones in and listen to the stream? But I remember one time when I was working, right, and I couldn't watch an Arsenal game. And this when I was doing youth work. So I was in an office. I said, right, I'm going to turn my phone off and avoid the score. Record the game, get home, watch the game after. Because obviously I'm driving. I get straight in the car, drive home, turn it on, record, watch it back. I'm in the office. The game's nearly finished. And one of the brothers runs in and tells me the score and ruins the whole thing. I'm like, brother, what are you doing here? So it's always difficult, man. You know, someone's going to say something. But I suppose it depends where you work. Is it 2-1 to Liverpool? Somebody just said 2-1. No, it's not 2-1. It's not 2-1, people. Brian Lara got his video game. Brian Lara Cricket. Do you know what? I'm watching this because I thought this would be a more exciting game. Do it on the next member stream. I thought this would be a more exciting game. Like, Liverpool are going to win the league. We've accepted it for a long time. So I just didn't think there'd be any excitement. But this game's looking like City are just going to batter Forest. Eze would have been perfect. Let's get him at the end of the season. Why wait? Why wait? I haven't been on no Liat flight since the duct tape incident. No, I haven't. I haven't. Fortunately, I haven't. But it was an experience, I tell you. Yeah, man, like I said yesterday, I was out and about for a lot of the day. I came back. I was watching the Barca game, but I was concentrating on the boxing. I was going to do a stream for the boxing, but just decided to watch it with the family, you know. We got a busy week this week, people. Obviously, tomorrow, press conference reaction. Tuesday will be the Watchalong Arsenal PSG. Wednesday, we're going to do Barcelona against Inter. Thursday, we're going to do Athletic Bilbao against Man United. So we got a busy week. We're going to do a lot this week. And then obviously the following week, we'll do the same thing for the second leg. So yeah, we're going to do 3 watch-alongs this week because I want to get a look at Inter against Barcelona. A lot of people have hyped up this Inter Milan team. I've just got a feeling that Barcelona are going to beat them. I think Barca are the team to beat. Big C, if Arsenal win the Champions League, would it be bigger than Liverpool's league title? I think so. I think to win a Champions League, your first ever, with no Gabriel, no striker, I think would be incredible. You know, I think with the fall off that City have had, and the fact Arsenal never got a striker, it was there for Liverpool to win it if they could handle it, and they've handled it. The thing with Liverpool, they got a lot of winners: Alisson, Trent, Robertson, Van Dijk, you know, Salah. These guys have been there and done it. That know-how is so important; it's priceless. And it looks like Liverpool have scored. Alexis McAllister. Listen, if Liverpool are going to win the league today, right, which they are, I hope they absolutely batter Tottenham. Like, honestly, beat them 7-1. If you're going to win, annihilate them. Look at them. Imagine a Tottenham fan driving from London to Liverpool, which is what, probably 4 hours? McAllister. Oh, what a goal that is. Honestly, I hope people don't think I'm just saying this. I think he is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. For 35 million, that signing doesn't get spoken about enough. He is an absolute baller. Number 10, Mac 10. Are you mad? That guy's ridiculous. So clever. Such an intelligent footballer. I don't know how his release clause was that low when it comes to Brighton, who are notorious for selling people for big prices. He's an absolute baller. But yeah, it is what it is. Barca are too strong. They will win against Arsenal. You never know. You never know, do you? In a final, anything can happen. Liverpool are going to win this title. Yeah, it's been over. Get it over with. Free kick to Forest, headed away. Oh, he's offside. What are they doing? I thought Forest would put up a really good fight here. Yeah, we spoke about it earlier, people. Inter Milan, 3 defeats in a row. Beaten 1-0 today by Roma in a big, big game. To try. Big up Karos, man. Inter Milan beaten today for the 3rd time in a row. Haven't scored in their last 3 games, Inter. And PSG beat them 3-1 on Friday as well. At home with a full-strength team out. I'm telling you now, Arsenal won't have a better opportunity than this of winning a Champions League. Like, to be in a Champions League semi-final, you got no Liverpool, no Man City, no Real Madrid, no Atletico, no Bayern Munich. But it will be difficult. Yeah, just force Tottenham to sit there today, take a pasting, and then watch a team win a trophy, you know? That will be funny. That will be funny. I think Barca's high line is a double-edged sword. If Arsenal targets well, we will win. Nelly and Saka, but we need to take chances unless the King Henry in the history. Well, the thing with Barcelona with that high line, the weakness of it and where you can exploit it is that they leave a lot of space for you to get in behind and create problems. The thing that's difficult is they compact the pitch. And what that does, it puts pressure on your midfield because when they get on the ball, you've got minimal space. Now, Barcelona do that because they trust their midfield. They know that these Pedri and these guys can get on the ball in tight areas and play. So it will be a massive challenge for Rice, for Partey, for Odegaard. How are you going to deal with a compressed pitch where you're getting pressed very quickly? So it's got a weakness about it, but as I said, I think Pedri is one of the best centre mids in the world. I really do. I think he's absolutely so good on the ball. You need maybe Rice to get after him, but very good player. Hoping to win against Barca. Says HR. He said Barca are too strong. Timber v Rafinha. Miles Lewis Skelly versus Yamal. Yeah, Yamal. I think he got 2 assists yesterday. Don't forget, you still have to beat PSG. Listen, 100%. Can't write PSG off. PSG will be a harder game than... Oh, shot wide by O'Reilly. PSG will be a harder game than Real Madrid. Real Madrid are, on paper, better than PSG. But PSG have got that chemistry at the moment. Real Madrid's a bit crazy, innit? Like, they won the Champions League last year. They sign Mbappe and they get worse. Now, it's too simplistic to just say Mbappe has made Real Madrid worse. It's like, it feels like they signed Mbappe and the plan was very risky. You're signing a player that's played left wing for years and years and years, and you're going to try and put him back up front at the biggest club and hope that it works. I mean, we all saw Mbappe in the World Cup for France. It was on the left where he was doing it. He wasn't doing that playing through the middle. I think Mbappe likes facing defenders, 1v1. He's going to rip you apart. Putting him up front against big centre-backs where he's got to pin defenders, win headers, all of that. It's not just that Mbappe's not playing that well. Vinicius looks worse. Rodrigo looks worse. Bellingham looks worse. It's like, because they're now having to provide for him rather than getting the ball and looking to be more dynamic and score. So I think Real Madrid have got an issue. I think they might have to let one of that front three go for the balance of the system. Tony Kroos, you're spot on. He bosses the game, the tempo of the game. They don't have that player anymore. He's so difficult to replace. So I think they need to address that midfield. They need a player in midfield where everything goes through that player. They don't have that. They do not have that, and they don't run enough either. You can overrun that Real Madrid team. So they need to get a few players in the summer. Probably a new manager. I love Ancelotti. He's a legend, but he looks tired. I think he needs to go international management. Curtis, yes, PSG is much harder, but 2 reasons: they have dipped in form at the most crucial time. Oh, that's a great point. That was their first league loss. Yeah, they was on for an invincible. Second, away atmosphere is not as climax as the Bernabeu. Yeah, listen. We need to beat PSG. Let's be honest. We need to be beating them. Start, bench, sell, Suarez, Benzema, Lewandowski. Do you know why this question is horrible? Because Benzi is my favourite striker out of those 3. I love Benzi. Anyone that's watched this channel on a regular basis, I've said for years, Karim Benzema is one of my favourite footballers. But I'm starting Luis Suarez. Might be controversial. I think prime Luis Suarez, probably prime last year at Liverpool and then the first few years at Barcelona. I think that's one of the best strikers I've seen in a long, long time. So I'm starting. It's actually in that order. I'm starting Suarez. I'm benching Benzi, and I'm selling Lewandowski. What would you guys go with? If it was just my own personal preference, who I like more, I'm starting Benzi. But prime Suarez, nah. And for me, I don't even think it's a question. He was absolutely unbelievable at Barcelona. Like, I just think he was ridiculous. The stuff he was doing, the goals he was scoring, he was absolutely outrageously good. Honestly, MSN, that front 3, I haven't seen a better. In recent years, I haven't seen a better striker than him. I just haven't. You got to remember, Barcelona binned him, said he's not good enough, get rid of him. The guy went Atletico and won the league. Barcelona, look at this season, by the way, right? I'll just give you one season. This is his best season of his career. 2015-16, he played 35 league games. He scored 40 league goals and got 16 assists. In La Liga, nah. 5 goals in the Copa del Rey in the same season and 8 goals in the Champions League. He got 53 league goals. And he got 19 assists. Nah. You ain't seen them numbers. You ain't seen them numbers. In La Liga and Champions League, different level. And I don't really like Suarez. We know that guy was a bit of a madman. Racial abuse, biting players. The guy was unbelievable. So, great question, though. 3 great players. I feel like I'm doing Lewandowski a disservice because he's incredible, but I would put Benzi and Suarez ahead of him. 3-1 to Liverpool. That was in one season, by the way. 3-1 to Liverpool. Yeah, that was in one season, Luis Suarez. If he does that today, he wins the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, he's the best player in the world if he does that. Benzi 2020 Champions League was crazy. I loved it. Gakpo 3-1. Come on, Liverpool. If you're going to win, embarrass them. Beat them 7-1. Annihilate them. Look at the state of Tottenham's defence. Oh, it's a good finish. It's a really good finish. Do we celebrate Tottenham losing? Yeah, man. Why not? Why not? We weren't going to win the league anyway. Get it over with. Smash them. Break their team in half. Come on, Forest, man. Do something. Hudson-Odoi, you're offside. Forest are so poor, man. Yeah, man. I hope Liverpool annihilate Tottenham. Honestly, beat them 7-1, 8-1. Embarrass them. There's a rumour Gyökeres prefers Real Madrid than Arsenal. If we can't get him, what you reckon Arsenal's best backup plan? I wouldn't go Sesko. If we don't get Gyökeres, I would go for Osimhen. Isak would obviously be the one, but I don't think we're going to get... I don't think Gyökeres will go to Madrid. I don't think Madrid will be paying big money for a striker. I think if anything, as Alex has just said, actually, I think it would be Barca because Lewandowski's in his, what is he, 36? Barca need a striker more than Madrid. And they always seem to find money from somewhere. It's like they've got no money, and then all of a sudden, Osimhen's too risky. Yeah, I mean, 60 odd mil is going to cost what Havertz cost. You know what I mean? You got to look at it like that. Havertz on 275 and he's trash. Every striker's going to. Every striker that we're linked with, I could give you a reason that they're risky. Oh, just turned over in the Arsenal game. Nearly scored. What a save that is. Arsenal women. Every striker that we're linked with, I could draw up a way of saying it's risky. If we went for Isak, I could say, yeah, but he ain't worth 130 million and he's a little bit injury prone and Newcastle playing transition. How's he going to be against low blocks? That's how you could put a slightly negative spin on that one. Then you could say, oh, Gyökeres, he scored a lot of goals, but a lot of defenders play high lines in Portugal and the Portuguese league's not that good. And how would he do it in the Premier League? You could give that spin on Gyökeres. If you're talking about Sesko, you could go, yeah, but the guy's numbers aren't that high. And, he hasn't even scored a lot of goals in Germany. What's he going to do in the Prem? If you talk about Osimhen, again, you could say he's been injury prone. He's only really had one huge season at Napoli. His wages are very high as well. Is he worth the money? You can do it with everybody, but then you can put a positive spin on it. You could turn around and say, yeah, but Osimhen, the guy's won a league title in Italy. He's scored loads of goals in the Champions League. He's bagging goals for fun this year in at Galatasaray. There's every striker we are going for has an element of risk. An element of risk. You know what I mean? When we signed Aubameyang, that's why I was so hyped, because I always thought that signing is going to work. Hey, Arsenal have equalised. Arsenal women. We're going crazy here today. 3 games. We're switching between 3 games. Arsenal women have equalised against Lyon. It's 2-2 on aggregate. Can the Arsenal ladies get to the Champions League final? Which would be massive for Arsenal. And then hopefully the men's team get there. Liverpool are winning 3-1. Which I don't mind. I don't mind. 3-1 to Liverpool. Goals galore. Diaz, McAllister and Gakpo. I was just thinking, I forgot who scored the first goal. Yeah, 3-1 to Liverpool. Yeah, for me, listen, I'm with you, DJ. I would go and get Gyökeres. That's the one I would go for. I just think the numbers around Isak are not going to work for Arsenal. I just don't think it's going to add up. I would get Gyökeres, but we got to hope that nobody comes in for him, because it sounds like Barca is maybe would be open to a striker. We think Gyökeres is risky because of Darwin. Our minds jump to that. In reality, you got to judge each player on their circumstance. Listen, I don't think Gyökeres is like Darwin, because when you look at Darwin's game was built on sort of pace and power. He was a brute over there and very active, where I do think that Gyökeres has composure as well. He takes free kicks. He seems more mature. He's doing it in the Champions League. He's had that real difficult path to get there, playing in the lower leagues. I just think... And listen, we saw Gyökeres against Arsenal. I know people think Arsenal battered them, but the way he spun Saliba and got away from him, I saw enough. That guy's... I think he'd score 20 league goals at Arsenal, no problem. I mean, Marino's doing all sorts up front for Arsenal. He's a centre mid with no pace. So, what would Gyökeres do up front for Arsenal? He'd do all sorts. We're switching between games here, because Liverpool are winning 3-1. Arsenal women are winning 1-0. Sesko is Nunes regen. Yeah, and I don't want that. This is probably, this Forest City game is probably the worst game out of the 3 games that are on. TV1 said, watching those pictures at Anfield, I'm jealous. Should be all the Arsenal players. Yeah, we could be at the Emirates winning the league today. Big up Kaneki, Ken, 100, Big C. False manager Gyökeres is technically clear. He's better all around than Nunes. Gyökeres is a certified gunman. Just get us Gyökeres. We'll talk about other things later, yeah? Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Salah, assist record. What's he on? Is he still on 17? Has he got... Were any of the assists his today? I didn't even see. Mo Salah, 18 assists. Whoa, I don't like that. I do not like that. Omri's was 20. He's not going to get the goal record anyway. At one stage, it looked like he was going to break the goal record and the assist record. Obviously, Haaland, 36 goals in the Prem is the record. He's on 27. Probably end up with 30 goals, 20 assists. Omri's got the record at 20. I hope he doesn't break that record. It's been there for a long time. Curtis, would you take Mateta? I would take Mateta if you was adding him to somebody else. If we signed Mateta in the summer as like this is the striker signing that we are getting, I wouldn't be happy with that. But if we went, oh, we're gonna buy Gyökeres and Mateta in one summer, then I'm all for that. But they're not gonna do that. But Mateta for me, I said the other day, Mateta would start for Man U. He's better than Højlund and Xerxes. He would start for Chelsea. I think he's better than Jackson. I think he would start for Arsenal now, but I just want somebody better than him. Solanke hasn't really done much at Tottenham. There's an argument he could play for them. So I think somebody's got to sign him, you know, and give him a chance. He's a bit of an old school striker, but I like Mateta. I do like Mateta, but maybe I'm being snobby. I just want somebody maybe that level above him. HR, if Liverpool get Isak, KDB and Kirkez, Liverpool will do a City. I can't see them getting Kevin De Bruyne or Isak. I can't see that. It would be interesting, though, because I was reading, I don't know how true this is, that De Bruyne... I don't know if it's true. I'm sure it said De Bruyne's a Liverpool fan. That would be interesting, wouldn't it, how Man City would deal with that. Like, one of their legends going to Liverpool on a free. But it just doesn't feel like FSG signing. His wages would be through the roof. He's had injury problems. Kirkez, I think Liverpool should get him. Him and Robinson are the two left backs in the Prem that you sort of look at and think, why has nobody signed those two? A lot of clubs need left backs. I think Kirkez very good technically. I think Liverpool will go for him. Sky Touche said, I say Sesko wants the club. He's rapid. If Marino and Havertz can get goals, I think Sesko will be a dark horse. Gyökeres #1, though. It'll be interesting. I think if Arsenal can't get Gyökeres, they will go for Sesko. That's what I think. We'll see. We'll see. I can honestly say Forest have done nothing in this first half. Absolutely nothing. I'm looking forward to half time. We're going to turn over and watch someone else because this is trash. Absolute trash. Agreeing Kirkez, a big move is coming for him. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? I watched a bit of that centre-back today. Is it Hausen? I was butchering his name. I wasn't that impressed with him, to be honest. I mean, he's one of them players. I've seen him play, but I don't concentrate on his game. But because loads of clubs are being linked with him, I watched him today and I thought, he looks all right. I don't really see the big hype around him, but it's one game. Who knows? Maybe he's better than how he looked. So maybe I'm doing him a disservice. But when they're saying 50, yeah, Murillo looks good. Peter Crouch in defence, bro. He's massive, like 6'4", 6'5", but he don't look amazing. Mitchell on a free. I seen Mitchell miss a sitter yesterday. The technique was awful as well. There's players at Palace that people should be signing, though. Definitely. And TV1, you're right, yeah. Wharton, Eze, Mateta, Mitchell, LaCroix definitely look decent. Free kick to Man City. If they score again, I think we lock this off. Ball whipped into the back post. I cannot believe how Forest are playing. I really can't believe this. I thought the city is going mad. I've seen loads of Forest fans in and around London. Looks like there's more Forest fans in London than Man City fans. I'm thinking, no, they haven't been to Wembley since the playoff final. And they've just sat in. They've hardly attacked. I think he's set up a bit negative. He should have probably... I think what makes Forest dangerous is Alanga and Hudson-Odoi out wide, Gibbs-White in the 10, Chris Wood up front. He's decided to push Anderson out wide, not play Alanga. So they've only got pace on one side of the pitch. Very, very defensive setup. Hey, people, honestly, are any of you having problems with the mic? Because it's crazy, because most people have said it sounds all right. The odd person is still saying the mic sounds off. Now, it's the same mic that I've always had. I've bought a new laptop, and some people saying it doesn't sound the same, but I've set it all up now. What, does it sound all right, or is it off to you guys? I don't get where that's coming from. It's baffling me. Mic is cool, mic is fine, sounds good. It's just the odd person is saying it was dead a few days ago. Okay, maybe it was at the just when I first got it. All right, cool. I'll figure it out if there's any issues. But big up to you anyway. Found a new mic. Everyone donate. I'll double check it for tomorrow's stream. Sounds good. Most of you saying it sounds good. It was just the other day with Potts. Okay, and that was the first day. So yeah, maybe it was not set properly when I first got it. Slightly low sound. Okay, we'll check that. We'll check that. I'm a Palace fan. What you reckon about Palace v City? I like Palace as a club. As I said, a lot of you guys know I've known Yannick Bolasie for over 10 years, and I've always kind of liked Palace. They give a lot of young players opportunities. They play quite good football. They got a bit of I don't know. They've got a bit of flair. They've always had flair, haven't they? You know, Zaha, Balassi, Eze, Elise. They've always got a couple of players that you think, yeah, man, there's players there that I would pay to go and watch. You know, so I'm glad. And you know what? I'll be honest. I didn't really mind who won yesterday. I thought Villa would be good if they won it, and then Palace. I just don't want City to win it. That's the main thing. I think it's boring them winning. You were Zaha's lawyer. Half time, by the way. Half time. Come on though, let's be real, man. Zaha when he was cooking at Palace. That I was ready for that at Arsenal. Zaha used to rip us apart every game we played him. And we tried to get him, let's be real. Emery desperately wanted him, but couldn't get the deal done. So they signed Pepe, and that didn't work. I was anyone but Villa. I thought it would have been good for Villa. I just don't want City to win. If City win the FA Cup, it's like, well, what does that mean for football? It's just the same old. To win an FA Cup for Forest would be unbelievable. Palace, I'm sure they said Palace have never won a major trophy. Like Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League. They've never won anything like that, which is crazy. I think if City get to the final, they'll just beat Palace in the final. So I hope Forest win. Bro, I had drawbacks on Zaha. He couldn't cut it at United. He went to United at 19. You know what I mean? There was. I think it was too early. I don't think he was ready for that move. But I hear you. Palace have never won a trophy. That's crazy. In their whole history. I don't know what's wrong with Unai Emery. Unai Emery seems to have this thing that the closer he gets to success, it's like he has an inferiority complex. That's what I've noticed. He did it at Arsenal. We were going to get top 4. Everything was going great. This guy makes changes and throws top 4 away. thinking, trying to be too clever. Oh, let me rotate that so that we win the Europa League. Then you throw away top 4, then you get battered in the Europa League final. He's playing against PSG the other day. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. It's working. You're probably going to win the game. Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take off Rashford, who's the best player on the pitch. I'll take off Tielemans and John McGinn, who have both scored in the game. Oh, and then you don't score another goal and don't look like scoring. Then you're playing against Palace yesterday. And he kind of tweaked the system yesterday. It played Asensio in the 10 role behind Watkins with no winger. And I'm like, you're getting battered, bro. Your team's all over the place. And they end up getting absolutely annihilated and embarrassed. It's something not quite right with Emery. Honestly, he's not. I don't think he's made to be at the biggest of biggest clubs. He suits that underdog sort of club who are fighting and battling, but there's something not right with him. Because the way they got beat yesterday was embarrassing. Visionary taking off Rashford was criminal. I'm not joking. Yeah, like I think borderline sackable, bro. He cost them a Champions League semi-final. Villa fans were fighting each other. Yep. Villa got done by that nappy again. You know what I mean? Mateta with a nappy on his head. Villa has not beaten Palace this season. Yeah, somebody just said there, Palace have never played in Europe either. So, that's mad as well. He's got a big nappy. On his head, he's got a big nappy. On his head. Mateta just dunking on teams with a nappy on his head. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Half-time in this game, I've definitely picked the worst game of the day so far. Liverpool beating Tottenham 3-1 at half-time. They will be Premier League champions. I repeat, Liverpool will be Premier League champions today at Anfield. They only need a draw. They're winning 3-1. And, yeah, they're going to win the league today. Yeah, I will be doing Inter against Barca, Chris. Tuesday, Arsenal, PSG. Wednesday, Inter, Barca. Thursday, Bilbao against Man United. That is the week. I think the United game is a bigger game than Tottenham, Bodo, Glimt, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. That's the week. 3 watch-alongs, 3 big games. Then the following week, we'll do the return legs. As long as there's still something to play for. If any of them get battered, then maybe we'll switch to Tottenham, Bodo, Glimt, if Man U or whatever. But I think they'll all be pretty close. Yeah, I've put the Arsenal women's game on. They're winning 1-0, but it's 2-2 on aggregate now. It's 2-2 on aggregate. Glasner always beats it. I actually think Glasner's a good manager, you know. I think he's doing a good job at Palace. Palace just need that investment, don't they? But with PSR, they can't spend. Hit the like button, peeps. Big up, man. 1,200 in the chat. Big up the Twitch gang as well. We're kind of going between all 3 games. This Forest v Man City game is pretty boring. City scored after 2 minutes. Rico Lewis. They've dominated possession. Forest have been awful. Liverpool winning 3-1 and Arsenal women winning 1-0. I've put the women's game on for a little bit. We'll watch a little bit of this. As I say, for anybody just tuned in, it's been a very interesting weekend because Inter Milan have lost again 1-0 against Roma. 3 games in a row without scoring for Inter and 3 defeats in a row. And also, on top of that, PSG lost 3-1 on Friday, which is also very interesting. And that's ruined their chance of doing the Invincibles. They were unbeaten this season. So, yeah, very interesting. And Barcelona obviously beat Real Madrid in extra time of the Copa del Rey. How will the extra time affect Barcelona going into the Inter Milan game? Yeah, Steph Curry was cooking last night, bro. They dealt with the Rockets. You see Jalen Green and Draymond having a bit of a fight. Steph Curry, for me, is one of the best basketball players I've ever seen. Gets a lot of criticism because people think... I've seen a lot of ex-pros saying hitting threes is like a cheat code because they think it's a bigger skill to get into the paint and dunk on people. But if you're 6'1", you're not going to be getting in the paint dunking on people. I think Steph's one of the greats. Honestly, I think he's unbelievable. HR, what is a good first leg score? 1-0, 2-0, or 3-0? Well, we'll always say 3-0, right? If we beat PSG 3-0 at home, I'm confident in saying we'll be through. I actually think if we beat them 2-0, we'll be through. 1-0 would still be tricky. 1-0 would be tricky. Man, Bon Villa, this way their fans are getting too big for their boots. They've had a bit of a reality check, haven't they, Villa? If you look at it, Villa 2 weeks ago, you would have said, should make top 5 and get the Champions League. Could be in a Champions League semi-final. Should at least make the FA Cup final. 2 weeks later, they're struggling to make top 5. Probably end up in Europa League. Knocked out of the FA Cup and knocked out of the Champions League. So their season's gone a bit flat. Steph is the best point guard of all time. Well, they argue him or Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was a big guy for a point guard. Steph's a lot smaller, but certainly those two, I think, are two of the greatest. The boxing was very good, man. The boxing was very good. I think there'll be a rematch. Eubank, Ben, definitely. Probably at Wembley. Because what? Tottenham holds 60. Wembley holds like 85,000. Yeah, I think the rematch will be at Wembley. Will high pressing PSG be naive? They're very good at beating the press. It will leave space at the back. I think we will beat PSG on Tuesday, but I think he'll be close. Chris said Sesko's got 20 goals, 6 assists. But, bro, first of all, you know we like league goals. And he's got 12 goals in 30 games. So you're giving him his 20, 4 in the Champions League, which isn't bad in 8 games, 1 in 2. And he's got 4 in the German Cup. So he's got 20 in all comps. Bro, Havertz and them, man, probably can score 20 in all comps. Let's be real. I don't want to hear about all competitions. I want, if you're talking all comps, I need to be hearing 30, 40. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Arsenal chance headed wide. Yeah, Gyökeres, bro, has got 44 goals in all comps. And 9 assists. So, yeah, I prefer those numbers. Do you know what I'm saying? I prefer them numbers. 34 league goals. Robert says, big up the community, hit the like button or you support Tottenham. No one would want that, exactly. Who would want to be tarnished like that? Whenever I meet a Tottenham fan, right, I always say, why? They're like, why what? I'm like, why do you support Tottenham? Like, I need an explanation of that. It's got to be a family member or something. Which league is harder, German or Portuguese? Well, you would say the German league because there are better teams there, but those numbers are crazy. And even in the Champions League, he scored more than Sesko. Havertz scored 13 goals in 5 months last season in the Prem. Sesko's still on 12 in the Bundesliga. And he's an actual striker. Do you know what I'm saying? He's an actual striker. Havertz ain't even a proper striker. Usually they're from the area. Andy, I always tell them, seek medication. Bro, I'm telling you, man. That's got to be... I think it's hard being an Arsenal fan. Imagine supporting them lot. That's got to be crazy. Arsenal ladies doing well, yeah? Yeah, they are. I think the game's there to be won, man. Dinesh, if Spurs win Europa, Arsenal don't win the Champions League, it'll be an embarrassment. It'll be an absolute embarrassment. Or a Tottenham fan abroad. Why? Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, a lot of fans, we especially nowadays, it's player related, right? So there could have been a time where Gareth Bale, Harry Kane, a player like that might have drawn somebody to support them, you know, because they were top players. Let's be real. I mean, Bale was incredible. Dot said, how's the weather over by you today? It's 20 out here, sunny as could be with the nicest breeze. Bro, finally we got sunshine. Apparently it's sunny all week in England. So if you're in England, try and enjoy this week because we don't get a lot of sunshine. Yeah, Bale was crazy, man. Bale was about to sign for Forest. Bale was about to go to Nottingham Forest, and the deal didn't happen when he was at left back. Yeah, they almost got him. He was very close, apparently. You know, there's always stories like that where players nearly signed, and like I said, Rashford was going on loan to Crewe. I think they were in League One, and then they got a couple of injuries, United, and then Van Gaal threw him in the first team, scored in the Europa League, scored against Arsenal. The rest was history. Son makes Spurs huge in Asia. Yeah, massive. Absolutely massive. Son's one of them players I kind of look at, right? Because listen, even though they're Tottenham, I can still be objective when thinking about how good a player is or not. Son's one of them players you wonder, why has nobody ever tried to sign him from Tottenham? I mean, look, he's in his 30s now. He's kind of past his best. But you telling me like 4 years ago a club wouldn't have signed Son and played him on the left? I just don't get why no one ever moved for him. Dembele at Tottenham as well. I used to think he was an amazing player in centre mid. Have you noticed that Inter Milan aren't good at coming back from behind? I said that in the stream the other day. When you play against a team that's such a strong defensive unit, you've got to score first and make them have to attack. And like I said, Inter haven't scored in their last 3 games, which is crazy. Son at his prime was one of the best. He was very good. They won't let him go. But then, you know, Tottenham, they get players taken off them. They didn't want to let Berbatov, Bale, Kane. These guys get taken. Luka Modric. Lamia said 15 points behind. What a disgrace. All these fans making excuses. All semi-finalists in the Champions League have a chance of winning their league. That's do you know what? That was brought up the other day. But you're right. 15 points behind. When's the last time the gap between first and second was as big as that? Last season, 2 points, Arsenal, Man City. Season before, 5 points, Arsenal, Man City. Season before, 1 point, Man City and Liverpool. Season before that, 12 points, Man United and Man City. I think that was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 12 points. 1920, that was 18 points when Liverpool won it. City just crumbled that year, didn't they? City came second and scored 102 goals. What kind of madness is that? But they lost 9 games. So since 1920 season, 18 points. We are 15 points behind Liverpool. And we've got to go to Anfield. And we've got Newcastle, who seem to beat us all the time. They could end up winning the league by 20 points, possibly. It's, listen, as I said, our season's hanging in the balance. That Champions League fixes absolutely everything. But if we don't win it, I'm telling you now, there's going to be a lot of noise because this season has not been great at all. So we might not even get second place. Newcastle are 5 points behind us and they've got our players. And City are 6 points behind us. But as I said, win the Champions League, I don't care about any of it. If you watched El Clasico yesterday, Rodrigo got dragged early. He's been disrespected all season at Madrid. We should bid for him. I think he'd go. I'd go for him. I would go for him. This game's about to kick off, second half. City Forest. I think if you went to Rodrigo and said, listen, we're going to make you one of the main players. You can play on the left. I'm going to pay you massive money. I mean, it's Real Madrid. He still might say no. I mean, I'm just looking. What does Rodrigo earn? Rodrigo earns... This says 250. And that's euros. I think that it says... Estimated gross. Is this right? What's his wage? Rodrigo earns £206,000 a week, according to this. I mean, come on, man. That's not... You'd have to go 250. I don't know if this is right. One says 250. Oh, my days, Forest. What are you doing? Alanga's on. I said that bring Alanga on. Who did they bring off? Told you need Hudson-Odoi and Alanga. You need pace on both wings. Come on now, Forest. Get to business. Oh, my God. What the hell are you doing? What kind of technique is that from Alanga, man? How are you not hitting the target there? Danilo taken off at half-time. How has he just missed that chance? You'd have to give Rodrigo 300 grand a week. You give him 8-9 million signing on fee. You offer like 85 million for him. Ismail Assar looked good yesterday. The winger market is very unpredictable at the moment. If you want a left winger, honestly, it's there isn't a player that we're all like, yo. Now Hudson-Odoi crossed it. Alanga missed it. There's no left winger that we're all saying, go and get him. We're all throwing names in there. Would you take Semenyo? Would you go for Rodrigo? Would you take Liao? Are you happy with Nico Williams? Would you want Lookman? There's no left winger that we're all like universally, that is the one to go and get. And that is because none of them are top level. They're all maybe capable of going there, but none of them are there right now. Yeah, Kvara was the one. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about it. Mitoma. I mean, Mitoma is a strange one because Brighton turned down like 70 million from Saudi. So I don't know. I don't know how much it would cost. Interesting, Rashford said the other day that he wants to play in the Champions League. So all that Aston Villa hype, it sounds like he's willing to just walk away from Villa at the end of the season. And Buemo's a right winger though, isn't he? You know? Somebody just said Rodrigo's right winger, but initially he was a left winger. They moved him. They moved him to the right, but he's a left winger. Baena, I like. Is he a winger though? Is he an out-and-out winger? When I've seen him, he kind of drifts central. So I don't know. Endrick is out of his depth. I think it's difficult with Endrick because he doesn't play a lot, does he? He sits on the bench. He's lucky if he gets 10 minutes. He isn't going to develop playing that much. Draxler, yeah. Doué would be sick, but he's on a long contract, man. He plays. If anything, you could maybe get Barcola because he seems to be getting benched for Doué. Big up Static, man. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you are well. Jan and Veer. Them old names. Kudus, I think you could probably get him. But again, better on the right than the left. And how much would West Ham want for him? Hasn't had a good season either. Like I said, I like Rodrigo and I like Liao. I know Liao divides opinion. But I think he's got huge potential. But he'd just be expensive. Ball whipped in, saved by the goalkeeper. Matt Sells, City on the attack. Chop, shoot, saved by Sells. City is blocked. Oh, what a clearance off the line. VAR check. Man City, handball. This could be a penalty. If this is given, it's game over. Anthony Gordon, not for me. He'd cost too much money. Let's have a look. Kovacic shoots. It does hit the hand, but that's a great save off the line. I don't think you can give a penalty for that. If they give a penalty for that, I mean, his arm's just behind his back, man. That's not a penalty, surely. Yeah, it's difficult. Is Cunha definitely going United? It sounds like it, man. I'm fuming because I want him at Arsenal, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I think he's quality. HR winning the Champions League will be a confidence booster for players and fans. Many fans have taken the day off for the PSG semi-final. And speaking of semi-finals, this semi-final is over. Vardy heads it home from the corner. And Manchester City are heading back to Wembley for the FA Cup final. Forest have been absolutely awful. They have completely frozen at the key time. Look at the state of that. Zonal marking, people. Zonal marking. Great ball by Mamouche. Look at Vardiol. He's got the run on Murillo. Doesn't matter how good you are in the air. When a guy's running at you and you're standing still, the likelihood is he's going to beat you in the air because he's got the momentum. Whoever invented zonal marking is a lunatic, people. You're a lunatic. Did I freeze it? I'm sure the screen froze when I was looking at it. Anyway, yeah, they're done and dusted. They're done and dusted. Man City head into the FA Cup final. What a poor performance from Forest, man. Can't believe it. They've let the City down today, honestly. You've let the City down. I might turn over and watch the Arsenal women. AG, that's a great question. Curtis, why do you complain about Trossard's attitude? This is what big players do. Just want to understand. AG, I'll tell you my answer to that. I've no problem with big players having attitude. The problem is Trossard isn't a big player. I don't mind having that attitude if you're a top player. Trossard ain't a big player. You're a squad player, signed from Brighton, who's lucky to be at Arsenal, in my opinion. So having that attitude, but not having the big player performance to match it, doesn't make sense to me. Do you know what I mean? So that's my problem. That's my problem with him. He needs to show why he's got that attitude problem. You can't have an attitude and then don't perform. He's moody. Don't celebrate goals and nah. This game's over anyway, so I think we should. I think we're gonna have to watch a different game. This game's pointless. We're going Arsenal women. We're going Arsenal women for now. He definitely has his moments. He's a moments player, isn't he? Stella or Trossard, exactly. Dinesh, Sanchez and Hazard era was something else. I was having this discussion a couple of days ago with a few friends who was on about like the eye test versus stats. I suppose the truth is somewhere in the middle of them both, because there's players that get... So say, for example, Salah gets unbelievable numbers. He's good to watch, but he's not great to watch if you're not a Liverpool fan. A Liverpool fan's going to love Salah. He's their player. But if you're not a Liverpool fan, Salah is not an incredible footballer to watch. But his production level is incredible. He gets great goals, great numbers. Some of his goals are amazing. But, for example, Hazard was a far more entertaining footballer to watch in the wide position. But it's like, what makes a player a better player? Is it I can produce more than you? Or is it I'm better to watch than you're better to watch? Or is it the combination of the two? And I think that's where debates get sometimes... It's very difficult to settle those kind of debates, you know, because I suppose it's personal opinion. And I suppose it is a combination of how good you are to watch, the numbers you produce, the longevity, and what you win as well. I suppose if you put those four together, that's how you get it. I like players that are exciting to watch, that are different to other players, you know, that separate them. But I feel like football nowadays is all about stats. Combination, unless the stats are insane, like CR7. I mean, CR7 was still a great player as well. Is Saka a Salah type player? Produce numbers but little flair, I would say so. I think Saka is like... Saka to me is a coach's dream as a winger. He's a coach's dream. He's not necessarily a fan's dream in terms of... Saka isn't unbelievable to watch. I would have rather watched Alexis Sanchez than Saka. But he kind of does everything that a coach would want. He works hard defensively. He's very strong. He's quite quick. His production is good. He doesn't put many bad crosses in. He scores goals. He's durable. You know, he's a very good. You can tell that Saka came through academy football. Definitely. He's very tactically intelligent. Think about it. He came through as a left back, then left wing, ends up right wing, one of the best right wingers in world football. Do you know what I mean? That's not easy to do. He's very, you can tell he's been coached and fine tuned. He is, I would put him in that Salah category of production value. You wouldn't say 5-star skill moves on FIFA. You probably wouldn't even say 4-star skill moves on FIFA. You know? I doubt Saka played that much cage football in the streets, you know, where you look at certain players, Zaha, Ben Arfa, Adel Taarabt, those guys look like they were nutmegging people in the streets, you know. So it's difficult. But then you could criticise those players, your Ben Arfas and that, and say, but they didn't score enough goals. So it is a combination. You're right. Yamal is he level? No, he's not levels clear of Saka. He's probably more entertaining to watch. He's more. It just looks effortless with Yamal. I think Yamal's unbelievable to watch. But you can't turn down Saka's numbers. If you look at Yamal's numbers, he doesn't score that many goals. But then it balances out because Lewandowski and Rafinha get the goals. But Saka he's a top winger. Saka and Haaland would thrive, yeah. Even Haaland's kind of become that player. It's all about production. It's never that exciting. You know, most of his goals are in the penalty area. This is why R9 was the best. He had it all. He was phenomenal. He's just phenomenal striker. I honestly think Yamal is. I think Yamal is the diamond of football right now. Oh, Arsenal have scored! Come on! 2-0 to Arsenal, ladies. What a goal that is, bent in the top corner. Come on, Arsenal. Just before half-time, they're winning 3-2 on aggregate. But yeah, Yamal for me is, I think, is the best young player in world football at the moment. I don't see a player. I haven't seen a player at 17 years of age doing what he's doing for a long time. It's easy for him as well. The way he goes past people, it's like, bro, you don't even look like you're trying. He's absolutely incredible to watch. I need to go and watch Barcelona play. Hopefully, Champions League final, Barcelona-Arsenal. But I think Yamal is absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, Arsenal ladies winning 2-0, 3-2 on aggregate. Big goal. His football brain is insane. I saw a thing that, yeah, you could be right, actually, EJ. I shouldn't even be saying one of the best young players. He's one of the best players in the world. You're actually right there. He is. I saw something that Xavi said. Until you turn 16, you can't sign like a longer term deal. You'll be on a youth contract, which means you're on small wages, which means clubs can buy you out of that contract for relatively cheap. So I saw a thing where Xavi said Yamal was training with the Barca first team at 15. And he was like, oh my God, like this guy's unbelievable. And he said, we can't put him in the first team because he's on a youth contract and somebody might try and sign him. So he had to delay him until he was nearly 16 so that they could give him a longer term contract. And he was saying basically he wanted him in the team at 15. I mean, 15, bro, year 11, GCSEs. Man wanted to start him for Barcelona. I mean, he is unbelievable. He's on a different level. Same with Messi, yeah? Yeah? That man, they're getting in the first team as like kids, basically. Who's better, Gordon or Martinelli? I think you would say on form. I'm not the biggest fan of either one of them. Let's just put it that way. I honestly don't think Anthony Gordon is that good either, to be honest. But then, I mean, I'm looking at, and then again, it's not all about stats. Anthony Gordon this year has got 6 goals in 30 games. So, is he that good either? Martinelli's got 7 goals, and yet I've been saying for 3/4 of this season, Martinelli's not even Brazilian. He's got more goals in less games. I don't really rate any of them that much, to be honest. I wouldn't. This is why I wouldn't sign Gordon. I just think he'd cost you a fortune, and I don't think he's much different. Big Steve said Yamal was 90% done to City. Someone at Barca changed their mind. It's a great decision, that. If Arsenal buy a left winger, he needs to be significantly better than Martinelli. I don't want us to sign somebody that's kind of on a similar level. Right, it's half-time in the women's game, so let's turn back over. Are Forest doing anything? No, they're defending again. They're getting cooked. They've embarrassed themselves today, honestly. I feel really disappointed in Forest. The way they play, I thought they would be counter-attacking this City team. You've got Núñez at right back and the youngster O'Reilly at left back, and you've got Alanga and Hudson-Odoi. They ain't done nothing. That miss from Alanga finished them. Should have equalised. Yamal has 13 goals, 24 assists. Yeah, he does. But, again, I always like to refer to the league. Yamal has 6 league goals. Do you know what I mean? He needs to be getting more than that, a player of his quality at Barcelona. That's the one thing you could say he needs to add to his game. What are you looking for? A left winger with pace, dribble, or just low block IQ? I think if you're paying big money, you want all 3. You want a winger that can dribble, has got pace, and has the IQ against low blocks. Now, there's not many. There's not many, which is why I would love Rodrigo. But I just can't see it happening. I don't know what left wing. We're going to go for Nico Williams. That's the one we're going for. I think ideally Arteta wants Nico Williams, Zubamendi, and Gyökeres, or Sesko. That's the summer he wants. Probably that Juan Garcia from Espanyol, the goalkeeper. I think that's what his summer would look like. And then it sounds like they want a centre-back, a right-sided centre-back. Would you play Eze left wing? See, I'm not the biggest fan of Eze on the wing. I think you got to play him central and let him drift. I think you got to let him drift. El Rey said I'd take Whistle. Is he a striker though, Whistle? I just don't. Not for me, bro. Not for me. Salah scored 4-1. He was always going to get in on the act. The FPL was not going to allow him to not score. Juan Garcia would bench Rail. Do you know what? I saw somebody the other day saying that Arsenal are not going to sign. No, Salah, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. No, Salah is boying Tottenham. Salah has ran over to a fan while he's celebrating, grabbed their phone off them and taken a selfie with the cop. He's basically telling Tottenham, you lot are absolute scruffs. Imagine scoring a goal. He's done the Balotelli. Although Balotelli's was his own phone, wasn't he? Salah's taking selfies after scoring. Let me see his goal. It's got to be typical Salah, far corner. Oh, he's got near post. What a finish that is, by the way. As a finisher, he's turned into a monster. You would have thought there he's going far corner. Oh, what a goal. Oh, no. Oh, no. Forest scored and I've missed it. Please. Gibbs White. Oh, my God. Oh, my. Oh, is it the bar? I thought that was going in on the replay. Left foot volley. You lot got me excited saying Gibbs White. Look at the tech, bro. Left foot full volley. It's the bar. Ah, we could have got a game there, you know, 2-1. Gibbs White's being linked with Man City as well. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying, man, that Juan Garcia will bench Rayo if we sign him, which is interesting. Somebody was telling me today that Bernardo Silva's leaving Man City. It hasn't been announced yet, but he's leaving. He's going with De Bruyne. Can't believe Gibbs White hit the bar. I was trying to find the message. Anyway, who cares? Reyes 4'11". I think he's 6 foot exactly, isn't he? It's half time, Arsenal women, bro. I had it on for a little bit. 2-0 up. They're leading. Forest needed to score, man. Naipan not coming to the carpet. Yeah, he going Villa, isn't he? Is Bernardo on 300 bags? Bernardo Silva. Wages. Wow. 300 grand a week. No wonder they're letting him go. I'd get rid of him for that. He's been a hell of a player, though. He's had an unbelievable career. Forest starting to cut. Bro, it's too late. Now, if they can get a goal back, they got a chance. They got a chance. I haven't seen that Juan Garcia. He looks massive. But how good is he? I was just saying, why would they pay Juan Garcia? Why would you pay 20 odd million for a backup goalkeeper? And why would a 23-year-old, it's 23 Espanol, why would he come to Arsenal and just sit on the bench when you're playing in La Liga and you need game time? Awonyi coming on and Sangari. I remember when this Sangari was being linked to Arsenal when we played PSV in the Europa League, and Forest fans can't stand him. They say he's awful. Oh, the release clause is 30 mil. That's what I'm saying. Why would Arsenal buy a goalkeeper for 30 mil to just be the backup keeper? Surely we don't do it again with a goalkeeper where we get a goalkeeper we think is our number one and then we go and buy another one. Come on, Forest, man. Get a goal, make it interesting. Rubbish. Rubbish cross. It would be crazy to buy another goalkeeper for 30 mil and then bench David Raya again. It's like a merry-go-round of goalkeepers. Forest need a goal or this game's going to be done. Would you take Rodriguez, Gyökeres and Eze for Saka? You lot always ask me questions that involve Saka being sold in some way. Like, I want to say no, but my mind's telling me no. No, really, no. I shouldn't even be singing them songs, really. You know what I mean? But, oh, dear. I don't want to hurt nobody. I'm not trying to upset anyone's feelings, man. It's Champions League semi-final week. I'm gonna say I'm gonna stay positive and say no. I won't trade Saka for anyone. You know, let me not do it. You lot just want to clip me up. Come on, Forest. Come on, Forest, man. What you doing? Moving mad. We need goals. We need goals, people. We need goals. Salah taking pictures with the fans is crazy. I think that's an elite celebration, by the way. I think it's a borderline disrespectful, but I'm here for that kind of disrespect. Oh my God! How's Gibbs? How did he miss that? How the hell does he miss that? He's going Man City. I'm telling you, he's been paid off. With the fans after scoring. Because I keep switching between games. I missed that Gibbs White chance. I was watching the Liverpool game. Oh, it's 5-1. Own goal. 5-1 to Liverpool. Well, I said I want 7-1. Yeah, own goal. Salah looked offside, but it'll count. Ange, mate. Salah looks more unhappy that he was going to score at the back post than the fact that Salah's in an offside position, but he doesn't score. So surely that's going to count. 5-1. You know, I said we want 7-1 in that game. How is that offside? The ball doesn't go to him. It's just who we are, mate. It's just who we are. Salah's being called off. Salah's at the back post offside, but yeah, the goal counts. The goal counts. Come on, let's get a 7-1 annihilation. Has Jack Grealish been a success for Man City? So the way you've asked the question, I think you've got to say yeah, because I think Jack Grealish as a player was a better player at Aston Villa. You know what I mean? He was so exciting. I wanted him at Arsenal. I watch him at Man City. That's a shadow of the player that he was at Villa. He's a multi-millionaire. He's won a treble. He's won multiple trophies. He's played loads of games. Not like he's been on the bench winning trebles. So I think you would say yes. I just think from an excitement point of view, he's gone from one of the most exciting wingers in the Premier League to a robot. And sometimes Pep will do that to you. Grealish became a role player. I want you to be a possession-based winger that draws players to him. He's good at winning free kicks. But he's just, I don't know, again, it's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy because I don't even think he's looked that happy at Man City. But he's achieved things he wouldn't have achieved at Villa. And the game's about winning. And he's won. Oh, City are going to score. What a block. Oh, no. Oh, great block. And he's offside. City are all over Forest. Villa Grealish. Remember that time when he destroyed Bellerin at the Emirates? Grealish looked rapid and everything. He don't even look quick at Man City. Oh, Wayne, big up to you, bro. Deserved. Totally deserved. Liverpool deserved to win the league. I just said if you're going to win it, make sure you batter Tottenham. And you're 5-1 up. So hopefully you make it 6 or 7. Corner to City. 20 times. Is there an argument? Is there an argument that Liverpool are now the biggest club in England? Because the thing that Man United always used to sing to Liverpool was 20 times Man United. Liverpool have now matched them in league titles and they've won more Champions Leagues than them. So on what level now can we say Manchester United are bigger than Liverpool? Maybe their fan base is bigger worldwide because I think Ferguson's Man United had so much success that their fan base is bigger than Liverpool's. But does having a bigger fan base make you a bigger club? I agree with that. I don't think Liverpool have ever had the streets like Man United. I agree with that. I think that's they've had Mavericks, Cantona, Cristiano Ronaldo. If you want to go way back, George Best, Beckham was a Maverick. You know, I don't think Liverpool have had as many big players around the world as what Man United have had. But outside of the fan base being bigger, I think if you've won the same amount of league titles and they've won more Champions Leagues, I suppose the argument United will have is they've had more Premier League success, you know. So since it's been the Premier League, United have dominated way more than Liverpool. A lot of Liverpool's success came 40, 50 years ago. So it's difficult. And United have won the treble as well. So I don't know. Liverpool is bigger. 70 total trophies, United 68. 6 Champions Leagues versus a treble debate. Only during the Prem era. I think that's a good conversation to have. Neville said it himself. What? Neville said that Liverpool are bigger, did he? Wow. I'm shocked that he said that. Liverpool have no aura. They do have aura, but it is slightly different to United. But United's aura's... One thing I realise in football, right, as an Arsenal fan, is aura only lasts so long. And aura only works when you're winning, in my opinion. When your team are getting slumped and finishing low down in the league, all that aura talk goes out the window, bro. When we were finishing 8th, we can't go, yeah, but Thierry Henry aura. That aura don't do nothing for you. Do you know what I mean? It works if you're being successful. Then you can talk about aura. Man United have got aura as a football club, but they're like sick from bottom. You know what I mean? They City on the attack. Could be free. Oh, it's a poor pass. It's a poor pass. I grew up, yo, Arsenal, man, look how sick we are. You know, I could only do that conversation for so long. You know? You know what I mean? I remember when City turned up. I was going, yeah, this Man City, bro, they used to be in League One. I was laughing at City. Well, I wasn't laughing after a little while when they started winning trebles. You know what I mean? It's all about what's happening here and now. Oh, Arsenal have scored again. Arsenal women are absolutely battering Lyon. Great, but oh, terrible defending. Oh, great finish. Little Thierry Henry finish. Arsenal women head into the Champions League final. 3-0 up. Absolutely battering them. It's written in the stars, isn't it? They're beating a French team in the semi-final, and they might get Barcelona in the final. We beat PSG and then get Barcelona in that final. But anyway, big up the Arsenal women. Where is... Let's have a look, actually. Where is the Women's Champions League final? Women's Champions League. I wouldn't actually mind going to that if it's in a decent stadium. Where is the Women's Champions League final? It is... second, it's in Lisbon. May the 24th. I wouldn't mind a little Lisbon trip. Are we playing on the 24th of May? It's a Saturday. Let's have a look. Who are we playing? No, the season's finished. Ah, you never know. We might go to that. That could be a good little trip. If not Munich, Lisbon it is. Imagine if the Arsenal women win the Champions League and we like act as if we've won. Yeah, we won the Champions League as a club. You know what I mean? Oh, Barca women beat Chelsea already. Crazy. Someone's right there. Tottenham probably celebrating Liverpool winning the league. Barca spanked Chelsea 8-2 on aggregate. Barca's women team is crazy. It's mad. It'll be hard for Arsenal. Come on! Oh, Forest! Oh, they've hit the post. Awonyi, what are you doing? Come on! You missed that, man! What are they doing? Couldn't score in a brothel. Hit the post. Oh, Mamouche, she sent him to the shops. Nutmegged him. City on the break. 3 against 3. Still Mamouche trying to do a Ricky Villa. He's been slumped. Should have passed. Forest, man. Look at the state of this team. Winding me up. When people say, oh, you're from Nottingham, how come you don't support Forest? This is why, bro. They're annoying. Awonyi hits the post 6 yards out. Rebound. Head that in. How are you heading it? Oh, head it in the corner, man. Gibbs White, again, I'm telling you, City have paid him off. Gibbs White or Rodgers. I'll take Rodgers, bro. I do rate Gibbs White, though. Moving like he's watching. Oh, no, it would have been big for the City, man, to beat Man City. And I wanted to see extra time. Arsenal women are winning 3-0. They're heading through. Listen, if Forest make the Champions League, it's still a big season for them. They need to get top 4. or top 5. Docker and Foden coming on. Never rated Forest. Never rated them, people. The Lyon women's manager is Arsenal's ex-manager. Curtis, you'll end up being the Stephen A. Smith of YouTube, bro. If I end up being Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. Smith's hairline's like back here, innit? No. We're hanging on. Told you, the baby hairs are still there, people. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to do that. NBA, what's the NBA saying, man? I think it's Knicks against Pistons tonight, innit? And Lakers against the Timberwolves tonight. Sunday night NBA. Do a combined 11 for all 4 semi-finals. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Better to be Stephen A than Shannon Sharp, bro. I will not speak. I cannot believe Gibbs White missed an open goal. The touch around... Oh, my God. What a miss. I'm watching the replay. It gets worse every time. It gets worse every time. He is not going to sleep well tonight, I'm telling you. Slot did it in his first year, still waiting with Arteta. Says Bold with Beard Gaming. You're not wrong. I think Liverpool has 15 times against Tottenham this season. I think, what, scored 15 times? Because didn't they score about 5? My beard is inspired by Curtis. I'm inspiring beards. Do you know what? Yeah, you've got to work with whatever beard you've got in it. You know, like the full beard. I don't get that. Like mine doesn't grow properly here. It just kind of grows there. So I have to just go with the thin line up and the goatee beard. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get the full woof all across there. So you got to work with what you can, people. You know what I mean? You got to. I didn't even know it was Lakers Timberwolves 8:30. I'm assuming that's got to be on TV, has it? Surely that's on TV. I think pretty much, you know, they love LeBron, don't they, in the NBA? So anything he's involved in is usually... Let's have a look. Is it on? TNT Sports 3, I think it's on. Goated beard, man. You just got to work with what you got, people. You know what I mean? Curtis Beard, sure. Hey, man. Is this the worst Premier League season in the last 10 years? It's just weird that we're in April. The 3 clubs are relegated. The title winners have been decided. Going into the last month of the season, and all we're talking about is who gets top 4 is a bit like, I don't know. I just don't get that, really. It's disappointing. I think from a neutral point of view, it's a very flat season. Jorginho terminating his contract. Is that confirmed? I need confirmation of that. I need confirmation. Jorginho. Let's have a look. Jorginho. Breaking news. Arsenal and have already agreed to terminate the contract. Where's the source coming from, though? It's a journalist, I think, in Brazil. Or is it French journalist? Listen, I mean, them sources are not serious enough, but hopefully, I need official communication. Because the other day they were talking about new contract. Oh, Forest again, man. They just can't score a Langer. There's probably no point now anyway, but I would have liked a little excitement last 5 minutes. Can they get an equaliser? They've had chances. That's good defending, actually. I thought that was a corner. Would you go for Alonso if Arteta doesn't win the Champions League? I like Alonso. I just think Alonso's going to go Real Madrid. So I don't think we'd even have the choice of getting him. I wouldn't be against him, but I'd go for somebody with more experience. Stage fright, Forest, yeah, I think you're right. They just haven't. Cup finals, semi-finals, you've got to grab the opportunity. They haven't. They've missed sitters. Man City against Palace. Can't see City getting beat, but you never know. Yami said it's my birthday today. Wish it was Arsenal lifting the title. Yeah, man. But listen, to add a different angle to it, if I said to every Arsenal fan at the start of the season, and happy birthday, by the way, if I said you can have the Champions League or the Premier League, I would have taken the Champions League. Now, don't get me wrong. We might not even win the Champions League. So if we don't win anything, this season's a complete disappointment. But if we win the Champions League, it goes down in history. Alonso has first choice on teams that he's played for. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like he turned down the Liverpool job last season, probably to wait for the Real Madrid job. So I don't think he would take the Arsenal job anyway. Can we get 1,000 likes, people? Make sure you subscribe as well. Road to 100 racks, people. Road to 100 racks. I'll be back tomorrow, 1:30 press conference. Although saying that, Champions League, a lot of the time the press conference is in the evening. So, but I'll still be here 1:30 tomorrow anyway. FA Cup final, Palace against Man City. Is that actually gonna create excitement? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'd love Palace to beat City in the final. Arteta is better than Alonso. He's done nothing to prove that he's better than him. Man's won a German league invincible. HR, do you see the coincidence of Arsenal's men and women's opponents in the Champions League kick-off till now? Arsenal v Barca in both finals. Well, I think the men's one will be Arsenal-Barca. I think we'll beat PSG, and I think Barca will beat Inter. It'd be crazy, wouldn't it? The same final in both. Doku wins a free kick. What's a better gangster movie? Paid in Full or American Gangster? Oh, Paid in Full is kind of more street, if you know what I mean. American Gangster's a bit more sophisticated. I like Paid in Full. I love both movies because Denzel Washington, but I go Paid in Full, man. It's just a bit more. It's got the hip hop vibe, hasn't it? So I'm going Paid in Full, but definitely respect to American Gangster as well. Paid in Full's got more of a mafia feel about it. When Paid in Full's just real hip hop movie as well. Yeah, I've watched Power. More of you saying American Gangster. I get it. It's Denzel. It's a higher level of movie, isn't it? It's a mainstream movie. You ain't gonna see Paid in Full in the cinemas. They ain't bringing that out. But yeah, American Gangster's a mainstream movie. Kovacic gets man of the match. As an American, I love Snatch. Yeah, that's a good film. Snatch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. They're proper. Training Day. Yeah, Training Day is a classic. Goodfellas an all-timer. Along with, I think you were saying Scarface. I love Goodfellas. Absolutely love Goodfellas. Friday or next Friday? I'll go Friday. Yeah. I'll go with Friday, the classic. I actually like Friday After Next. Along with Friday. Snatch is an all-time great. Paid in Full, Hood classic, American Gangster, box office. That's the perfect way of describing it, you know. Ride Along is what's that? Kevin Hart. I think I've seen one of them. Kevin Hart. I don't know about anybody else, right? Not everyone will agree with this. Sometimes I think Kevin Hart's a bit over the top. Like sometimes I don't find Kevin Hart that funny. I think he's good. In some movies he is good, but I don't put him with Chris Tucker and that. I think they're way funny. Martin Lawrence, Chris Tucker, I put all them guys above Kevin Hart. I honestly don't think Kevin Hart is on those guys' level. It's like he tries too much to be funny. Am I doing him dirty here? Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac, you know, these guys, Eddie Murphy, all way funnier than Kevin Hart to me. I think he's doing stand-up in London. I didn't want interested. Hart sold out to Hollywood. A lot of people say that. Trading place. Bro, like I said, growing up, man, Eddie Murphy I had every single one of his movies. All of them. All the Beverly Hills Cops, Trading Places, Coming to America. 48 Hours, another 48 Hours, Golden Child. What else did he have, man? Then obviously you had Norbit and all them film. Eddie Murphy's a genius. Oh, Life, Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. That could be one of the best movies of all time. Real talk. That could be one of the best movies of all time. Unbelievable. Trading Places unreal as well. Boomerang. Oh, what a film. Beverly Hills Cop. Rosewood, yeah. Rosewood, man. Dun, 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 dun. Axel Foley. Oh, Bad Boys. Quality. Quality. Them films there are unreal. Chris Tucker, Money Talks. Yeah, I had that as well. If I'm thinking about Money Talks, was that with what's that guy, man? What's the guy's name? I can see the guy's face. Let me Google it. Ain't it the guy out of 2.5 Men? I can't remember his name. I'm sure he's in that film. Oh, Forrest, you guys, they're never going to score. Money Talks. Chris Tucker. Who's the guy? There it is, yeah. What's the guy's name? Out of 2.5 Men. Charlie Sheen, there you go. There you go. Proper film. Blue Streak, Martin Lawrence. This game's nearly done anyway. Liverpool are the champ, bro. I dealt with that months ago. Liverpool being the champs. I'm glad you won, man. I'm glad you won. Get it over with. I'm glad Liverpool have won. Let's see. Is it still 5-1? Yeah, they smashed them as well. 5-1. Rush hours are amazing. Yeah, all three of them. Unreal. Arsenal women 3-0 up. Raw and delirious. Yeah, they would be crazy. They would be crazy if they came out nowadays because he says some wild things in them. Oh my God, 4-0 Arsenal women. How crazy. They lost 2-1 at home and now they're winning 4-0 away from home. They're strolling to the Champions League final against Barcelona. I think we're going to get Arsenal-Barca, men and women. Oh, look at the Leon defender. She slipped over. Good finish near post, top corner. They're balling. That defending is terrible. You look at the way they're defending, you think, how did Arsenal lose to these at home? This could be the greatest season ever for Arsenal as a football club. But then I wouldn't want to get carried away because you guys were saying that Barcelona smashed Chelsea like 8-2 on aggregate. And I think Barca women are meant to be the best team in the world. Champions League finalists. Yeah, still a long way to go. Liverpool, is that finished? Let's have a look. Are they champions of the league? They are. They've won it. They're on the... You know, back in the day, it used to be a pitch invasion, right? You just ran on the pitch last game of the season. All right, City have won. Let's get... This game's actually been really quite Forest have let themselves down. They've lost 2-0. That game was boring. Disappointing from Forest, man. They should have done far more. Liverpool celebrating their second Premier League title. 5-1 win against Tottenham. Battered them. Light work, man. Tottenham are trash anyway. Yeah, Forest, I think they got caught up, man. To win semi-finals and finals, all about the moment. And they've missed sitters to score. Conceded after 2 minutes as well. Real Madrid have called Marsa. Well, could that be Ancelotti getting the sack? I don't think he'll survive now. Let's have a look. Carlo Ancelotti is set to leave Real Madrid next week. But a Brazilian Football Federation are very confident of getting Ancelotti for the World Cup. That's what I think Carlo should do, man. Ancelotti is Ancelotti for me looks tired now. I think he's a legend. I think he should go and do international football now. So yeah, man, I think that'll be a good move for him. These clubs are brutal. He's still got a chance of winning the title, and they're just going, "Nah, on your bike, mate." Listen, congrats to Liverpool, Premier League champions, deserved. Been the best team in the league this year. Disappointed with Liverpool, not Liverpool. Disappointed with Arsenal that we haven't pushed them all the way. It's been a really poor title challenge, or whatever you want to call it. But they've won their second Premier League. Obviously, we've got to get that Champions League. You know, that's the only thing that rescues this season. Otherwise, as you say, it's Arteta out, as the odd man was saying, man. But yeah, it is what it is. Arsenal winning 4-0. They're heading to the Champions League final. And Man City beat Forest 2-0. Forest missing absolute sitters. They were poor. So congrats to Liverpool. And we have to learn from it, man. We sat there and said, when City fall off, we're going to win it. They fell off. We didn't win it. I think that's got to be a very rude awakening for Arsenal Football Club, because I've got the Liverpool celebrations on now. And that, as an Arsenal fan, that feels like that should be us right now in the Emirates. And they didn't do enough in the summer to even try and make that happen. And I think they've got to look at themselves. Let's get the tweet out. Let's throw out a grenade. Well-deserved title winners. As for Arsenal, questions have to be asked. Why didn't the club do enough? For the league all season. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, it is what it is. Right, people, I'm going to read this big... No, I read that one. Paid in full, American Gangster. Listen, big up to everyone locked in. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Really appreciate your support. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be back at 1:30 tomorrow. And... yeah, and then obviously we'll be building up to the massive, massive Champions League game on Tuesday night, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Enjoy your Sunday, and I will see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.